This is attorney 𝗿𝗲𝗃𝗏𝗂𝗋, and today I wanted to talk about something I've been seeing in the office more and more lately, and it seems to be a trend and not a good one. So it involves investments in real estate, a lot of times by either immigrants or foreign nationals. And here in Florida, this is huge. And what I'm seeing is a lot of scams involving this sort of investment. So people tend to believe everything they see online by these influencers. They believe the website, they believe social media posts, the luxurious lifestyle that these people are posting, promising all sorts of things. And one thing you have to keep in mind and remember, none of that constitutes due diligence. What is that? That's an investigation you need to do to see if the company you're doing business with is actually real. And if it's real, if there's anything pending against them, if they have judgments against them, open litigation pending in the court system against them, liens, all sorts of other issues we can find out. So it's really a legal and accounting investigation of these companies before you decide to invest your money. What I see a lot, because I deal with a lot of Brazilian clients, is people being promised the American dream. Well, buyer be aware, because the dream turns into a freaking nightmare, not only financial as well as legal. So it is extremely important to do this due diligence before you invest in anything, and you stop believing what you see online. You got to remember that's fantasy land, it's not reality. So I made a list of certain examples I've seen lately. So I see it a lot with foreclosure properties. People buying properties in auctions, and then they forget that these properties could have liens against them. They could have property taxes due. There could be tenants living in the property, or the former owner is still living in the property, title issues. So a lot of times you buy this property and you cannot resell it, and sometimes not even take possession. So be aware. Also, pre-construction properties where these projects only exist on paper. So it looks beautiful on video and paper. I've seen quite a few of the planning for this huge, luxurious projects, and they don't exist at all. I'm not even sure that the land where they allegedly are supposed to be built exists. So be very careful with that. Particularly if there's no escrow account involved and no contracts prepared and signed by both parties. I also see issues with the purchase and resale of empty lots, vacant land. The promise is that you're going to buy it cheap, resell it for a profit. And a lot of times these properties are zoned incorrectly. They're landlocked. There's no access to the property, and they're worth a lot less than what you spend purchasing it. And the last thing that we see a lot is partnerships with LLC, limited liability companies, that promise guaranteed returns. That alone is a red flag. So if it's basically that old saying, if it looks too good to be true, you better believe it. And unfortunately, I'm generally contacted by these investors once the money is already gone and everything has fallen apart. The deal has fallen apart and their options are very limited. So as usual, contact an attorney. Make sure you have your due diligence completed and you have a contract, either an attorney to either review your contract that they already prepared or to prepare a contract for you. But don't do anything without those two things, due diligence and a signed contract. And there are other items we have to discuss as well, such as escrow accounts, where to put your money, so that if something happens, you don't lose all of it, because in investments, of course, there are risks, but there are ways to mitigate those risks. So be smart about it. I hope this video was helpful. As always, all my contact information is above on the bio. Thank you so much. Until the next video.